We're live. Yeah, bright yellow shirt is definitely not helping. All right. Come here. All right. Microphone is set. Everything is good to go, I guess. All right. It's like we're just waiting for some people to show up. I'm way early. Figures. Either I'm really super freaking late or I'm really super freaking early. It's just ironic as hell. I'm either late or early. But hi, everybody, and welcome to the worst podcast ever here on the Webdesigner 18 YouTube channel. I am your host, Andrew/Jessica, because I am transitioning. And I've actually been practicing my girl voice. So let me know how it sounds. I mean, I only really get to practice it when I do videos for my other channel. So there is that. But I'm trying. That's the key point and the key takeaway is that I am trying. I'm not really succeeding, but I'm trying. But anyway, today we are talking about Godzilla and MechaGodzilla, right? I actually got to see what we're talking about again this week. Yeah, Godzilla and MechaGodzilla, and we're going to be talking about who could whoop who's in an ass and who could beat and stuff like that. But we're talking about them and other stuff this week because we always do. We seem to talk about maybe the topic for I want to say like maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe 30, and then we squarely fall off the radar of the topic by like a good 20 some minutes in. We're starting to get off the rails, but yeah, what the hell? What the hell? We'll jump off the rails. Let's jump off the rails. We usually do anyway, but welcome everybody though to the podcast. I'm your host. This week's episode is sponsored by me. Because if you're interested in and by the way, for YouTube thinking that there's sponsorship in this, you didn't mark that. I own what I'm pitching my own crap, basically. I'm pitching my own crap, where it's basically I'm talking about Simple Design by Andrew, my Etsy shop. If you're in the mood for digital items, I got wall art. I have some planner pages, cards, invites, what have you. Go check out my Etsy shop, Simple Design by Andrew. And don't forget, I also have my eBay page too yet, ARHOADS-25 or -2012 on eBay. But yeah, and I'm also drinking a Bang energy drink because my friend got me hooked on these things and I will never forgive her for that. And I will remind her that next time I work up the courage to talk to her again. I will remind her. By the way, just to get you know, you got me hooked on these things, so thank you for that. Every time I go grocery shopping now on a Friday, I always pick up 3, like 2 or 3. I pick up. I'm like, fuck. Always, every fucking week, I'm picking up like 3 of these. Ooh, you're just how I remember you. And this is a new can design because they had to get rid of that super creatine crap. Guys, it's not creatine. They got sued. They got sued. It's sort of like what Bart said, or what Willie said to Bart in the Shinin. You mean shiny? Shh. You want to get sued? You got the Shinin. You mean shiny? Shh. You want to get sued? I love that line. Yeah, that doesn't tell you how much of an old school classic Simpsons nut I am that I can I have that line memorized. That's just fucking hilarious. But yeah. But anyway, this week we're talking about Godzilla, MechaGodzilla, and taking on all comers. And the cool thing is, there's technically 4 different MechaGodzillas that I am gonna talk about because I do not count the one from that game that came out based off of the Godzilla 2000 model. I did not notice that this thing has a wow. That's interesting. I did not know it was kind of bent there. It's fine. It's not damaged or anything, but cool. But yes, there is a Godzilla based off of the god awful 1999 Godzilla. It came out from the Godzilla 2000 anime, or I shouldn't say anime, the cartoon. But yeah, so there's that one that I will not be talking about, and there is the MechaGodzilla from Godzilla versus Kong, because that's not a mecha anything. That is just a fucking disgusting robot. That is a waste of space and a mess. And everything in between. So hopefully we'll get some people that'll tune in this week. If not, okay. What haves. No hair off my back. I know I can't really invite people. And even if I do, they're not gonna show up. So it's fine. I'm not loved. I know. I'm the least loved trans girl on the internet. But yeah, but let's just go with how the week went. Like I used to do with my old podcast. How'd my week go? My week was just fucking wonderful. So I got yelled at on Tuesday by not only the store manager but a customer, both at the same time. So the customer wanted some cheese cut and wanted the paper in between each of the slices. The last time I did this, it wouldn't fit. I'm explaining. I'm trying. The thing is, I'm being polite about this the entire time. I'm going, I really can't do that. It's not going to fit. It won't fit in the bag. I can't do that because it's not going to fit in the bag. And I'm explaining this to him very politely. Oh, man, the guy just hauls off and starts screaming and hollering. And starts going off of that. Oh, what is it with you people? Day shift can do this. Why can't you do this? Blah, blah. And he starts hauling off on me about it. To the point that he ended up getting, because he asked where the manager was. I didn't know where the deli manager was. He asked where the store manager was. Before I could even get him an answer, he walked away. And I thought, okay, that's the end of it. He's just going to walk away, be pissed off. Not the first time, won't be the last. And there's even another customer there that just kind of looked at me and was like, don't sweat it. You're going to have customers like that all the time. There are people that are just not going to understand the concept. Because I get it, because it's not going to fit in the bag. You were very polite about it. You weren't being uppity. You weren't being nasty. You weren't being mean. You literally said it will not fit in the bag. I see how small these bags are. It's like, you're not bluffing. It's not going to fit. 5 minutes later, the guy comes back with the on-duty store manager, and the on-duty store manager begins to rip me a new asshole about it. I'm trying to explain it's not going to fit in the bag, to which the store manager goes, and I quote, "Don't argue, just do it." All right. I had to run into the back, get another cheese, which was fun, because I knew there wasn't going to be enough left of what I had out there. I come back out, and yeah, it was just a wonderful freaking shit show. And the guy was still being uppity about it. Just freaking wonderful. The guy was being an uppity pain in the butt about it. So then, as I'm cutting this, I have the guy on the other side of the counter. So the customer on the other side of the counter is yelling at me how to do this. The store manager, the acting manager, or the on-duty manager, I should say, is yelling at me how to do this. The whole time, I'm literally getting it from both ends. And it's really starting to take a toll on me. I'm shaking. I'm physically shaking. Because I'm getting yelled at by the customer. I'm getting yelled at by the manager. And I'm getting it on both ends. I'm visibly shaking. And then finally, I get to the point where I had to go open up the other one. And the customer, I had to turn my back to the customer for a minute to open it up, because I can't exactly open it up in front of the customer because there's no table. I have to put it down on the table so I can open it up. Otherwise, it's going to fall on the floor and I'm going to get in trouble for wasting product. And yeah, that was just freaking beautiful with that, because then the customer starts screaming about, oh, he's not spitting in my cheese. He better not be spitting in my food. He's spitting in my food, isn't he? I'm like, I'm not spitting in your damn food. I'd like to, but I'm not doing it. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not doing it to begin with. One, because I have a little more pride than that. Two, the manager's right here. Three, he's watching me like a fucking hawk. And four, no, I'm not that self-centered that I'm going to spit in your food, you asshole. Of course, store manager's there. It's like, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on him. He's not doing it. I want this day to end. 9 o'clock cannot come fast enough for me. And then I finally get the order done. The guy's still laying into me as I'm trying to get the cheese into the bag. And he goes, well, the day shift can do it. Why can't you do it? I don't understand how you can't do it. Just fold it and put it in there. It's not folding. It's not going in. It's smushing everything. This is why I told you I couldn't do this, because it's not going in the bag. But now, if apparently it's because I said the words that you can never say to a customer. I can't. Oh, good God. I said the horrible words. I can't. If you ever work customer service, if you ever work a retail job, don't ever say the words I can't to a customer, because they will haul off and go and get the store manager and rip you a brand new asshole, because you're not doing what they wanted you to do. They want it done their way, and yeah. So then I'm still doing it. Then the guy goes, well, I want some meat too. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Why couldn't you have started with the meat? Then I'm getting the meat up. And the whole time, the guy's just still being a real prick about it. Well, I don't care if it's over. I'll pay for it. I'll buy it. I don't care. I don't either. Just leave me alone. So that was my fun this week. Now it's Tuesday. Wednesday, my coworker had to leave early because he was sick, so I was alone then from 4 o'clock to 9, basically. So that was 5 hours of me being alone. That was fun. And then Thursday was what is essentially going to go down in my history book as the longest day I have ever had at that place. I shit you not. 10 and a half hours that I was there. Solid. I was never so happy to see the car in my life than I was at about 6:35 Thursday night when I was able to leave. I was just like, oh, thank God the car. I'm out of here. Bye. I'm gone. I was like, do I want to stop for gas? No, fuck it. I'll get it Friday. Like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna get it Friday. I'll get it Friday. I was just done. I was freaking done. I was not doing that shit. But yeah. But anyway, that was my week. Yesterday wasn't too bad. And today was actually pretty good. My mom and I watched The Super and Night Professor 2: The Clumps. So we had two good comedy movies, but we have Twix, who's just misbehaving right now. I don't know what her problem is, but I only get 3 days off, and she doesn't want to spend any time with me. And then when I do try to spend time with her during the week, it's okay. It's 5 minutes. Okay, I'm bored. I'm done with you now. And she runs away from me. It's like, all right, fine, screw it. I'm not chasing you. So that's been my week. But let's get into this. I guess we're not getting anybody, which, all right, not the first time, won't be the last. Nobody wants to come talk, so it's cool. So let's get into this. So we're talking Godzilla and MechaGodzilla. Now, first off, I'm not going to lie right off the bat. I love MechaGodzilla. MechaGodzilla is by far my favorite character of the Godzilla franchise. Godzilla literally takes a second spot to it in my book. And I have my reasons why. Because MechaGodzilla is just so much cooler. It's man-made in a couple instances. Mostly 3 in this. In today's podcast, it's 3 examples. Because I said I'm only talking about 4 of them. So I'm only going with 4 of the MechaGodzillas. There have been a few, but I'm only going with 4 of them. There's Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla, which was the first introduction. If you ever saw Odin Makes videos, he did an entire thing making MechaGodzilla suit, which is really cool. His was based off of the original one from the first one. That one basically dealt with MechaGodzilla was like made by aliens. So yeah, it wasn't exactly a human thing, at least to the best of my knowledge. I don't know, don't really care. The second one, Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla 2 was. I watched it last weekend. I watched it last Sunday. That movie is basically, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to get shit for it, but I'm going to say it anyway. That movie was basically an entire, I want to say 80%. 80% of that movie was dedicated to this stupid side plot of this Godzillasaur egg that they nicknamed Baby. The love triangle between the lady scientist, Baby, and this, I'm assuming was a pilot. I'm pretty sure it was the pilot. So the one pilot, the dinosaur egg, and her. There was like a love triangle. So that's like another maybe 5%. So that takes us to 85%. The another 10%, so up to be 95% now, was basically Rodan. Like, fucking Rodan, for God's sake. And the last, I'm not even joking about this, but the last 5% was actually MechaGodzilla. I just could not. I couldn't. It was not good. It was not a good movie. It sucked. I'm so glad it did not have Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla 3, because I think the second one sucked and it was bad. That being said, though, I will say that I did like my all-time favorite when it comes to MechaGodzilla. My all-time favorite is Godzilla against MechaGodzilla and Tokyo SOS. Those are my two favorite Godzilla movies that involve MechaGodzilla. Godzilla against MechaGodzilla, they basically build the MechaGodzilla from the bones of the original Godzilla. Like the one from the 1954 movie, they build and construct this robotic suit around the bones. They give it a massively powerful cannon called the Absolute Zero. The Absolute Zero just completely deep freezes anything and breaks it down to a molecular level. But it doesn't work. The entire movie, they tried 3 times to fire the damn thing, Godzilla. The first time, it doesn't fire at all because Godzilla roared and all of a sudden it triggered like this ancient DNA in it. It's like, oh shit, why am I fighting this? The second time it fired, it basically hit a building. I mean, technically they did fire it once successfully, and that was the test one, but I don't count that. I'm actually going like against the Godzilla itself. They fired it. It hit what it was essentially a few buildings, disintegrating them. And the third time was underwater out in the Pacific Ocean. It created an ice barrier that they both popped out of. Then Godzilla was completely unharmed. So it was like, that was at point blank range too, or about as point blank as you can get, and it still did absolutely nothing. And I loved how Tokyo SOS is basically a literal sequel. Right, takes place like a year later, which is so cool. It takes place a year later, and there's a part in the movie, and I showed it to my mom because that was the scene that I wanted to show her, where they're saying about, oh yeah, well, can you fix the Absolute Zero? I've already told you. Get me a synthetic diamond 1.25 meters in diameter, and I'll fix it tomorrow. You know what I don't have that money in the budget. You know what my budget is. That's the best I can do. There isn't another workaround. Only a synthetic diamond, only crystallized carbon in that form is powerful enough to handle the Absolute Zero. Nothing else will work. So that was their way of shoehorning the. Well, it didn't work technically in the last movie, so it's not going to work now. It's essentially a worthless. It's a worthless shot, basically. Was what they were saying. It's like, oh, it didn't work the last time we tried it, so it's not fixable. They MacGuffined it out of Tokyo SOS, and replaced it with a ultra powerful maser, which is basically their quote monster laser. It's stupid. It doesn't work either. But it did decent damage, I guess, against Godzilla in a way. But yeah, that's basically what they replaced it with, was a hyper maser. And I like Tokyo SOS just a bit more from the standpoint of it actually does decent. I'm going to say this. It actually does a decent job of showing what it is that they're trying to do. They're trying to protect Tokyo. They're trying to protect Japan from Godzilla. At least get it out of the city, back out to the ocean where it belongs. That's how they wanted it to go. Does it work? No. It's a useful idea? No. It's honestly just a massive screw you middle finger. But I love the design though, and it's Kiru is what they called it in those two movies. I loved the design of MechaGodzilla from them. It looks more robotic. It actually feels like this is a mechanical form of Godzilla. Like you literally look at Godzilla and MechaGodzilla from those two movies side by side from one another, and you look at them and go, you know what? This is for sure Godzilla. This is the Godzilla that we know. This is the 100%. This is just a mechanical version. Perfect. Love it. Beautiful. Print, cut, roll it. But that, no, I could not get behind the other two. Godzilla versus, I could not get behind either of those. When I watched the second one, no, just freaking no. I'm actually going to watch the first one. I'm probably going to get up early tomorrow. I'm going to try to watch the first one because it's on Voyage, but I could not get behind that crap. That version of MechaGodzilla is just god awful ugly. Design wise, yes, when you do like a cosplay of it, it looks pretty cool. And for I think it was back in the 60s, that's not bad. Or 60s, no, I think it was the 70s. That's not bad in the 70s. That's not bad for the 70s. But I am not of the 70s generation. You're looking at the 70s, the same time that Star Wars came out, thinking, okay, you got a lightsaber. You got starships. Okay, that rocks. Yeah, let's do this thing. When we're going basically about weird ass mechanical dinosaurs, yeah, 70s works pretty good. Now let's see what the 80s can bring us. Okay, 80s doesn't really bring us much stuff. Let's see what the 2000s can bring us. Oh my god, they're so much better. Yeah. That's just that's freaking beautiful. But there was that. As far as Godzilla though goes, so my all-time favorite Godzilla movie has to be Godzilla 2000, and for two reasons. One, the year it came out was my birthday. It literally came out on August 18th, the year it came out. I loved that movie so goddamn much. Just because of that, automatically gave it an extra 5 points in my book. That version of Godzilla is definitely kick ass. It's more of a, I am just here, deal with it. I want to get to know you. It's almost like it wants to be this overgrown radioactive Barney. It knows us. It knows we fear it. It fears us in a way, but it's not going to do anything about it. It's not going to capitalize on our fear or its fear of us. And that's fine. The Godzilla that I hate the most has to be the 1998 Godzilla. And I love the story with the alien from Godzilla 2000. Apparently, Toho got so pissed off. I don't remember. I think it was Sony that did that one. See, this is when I kind of wish we actually had people here on the podcast this week. I think it was Sony that did that movie. Or I don't know, somebody, but Toho got so pissed off at that Godzilla design from the 1998 Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick. They actually bought the rights to that particular Godzilla character. They bought the freaking rights. Took the rights to that character, turned that alien ship that the Godzilla and Godzilla 2000 was fighting, and was like, this thing's going to attack that. That's going to turn into this ugly ass thing here, and then this one's going to kick its ass. They literally bought the rights from the ugly Godzilla just so that the decent original, the true to form Godzilla could whoop its ass. I love that story so damn much. But oh my god, that Godzilla from 1998 was just god fucking awful. Jesus Christ. That wasn't even Godzilla, that was a dinosaur. Godzilla is not a dinosaur, it's a giant lizard. But I still can't get over one of the things I had to do in 8th grade, I did an entire book report on Godzilla. So I actually there was a book in the library. I picked up the book, and it was right as we were changing from the old building to the new building, so that was fun. But I basically did a book report on Godzilla. I had to do an entire report on it. And one of the things I learned was that it was actually made as a way, it was like a propaganda film, like, thanking the US for basically fucking over Japan with the atom bombs. Basically dropping them over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and saying that it's because of the fallout radiation from that and a shipwreck off the coast too. I don't remember what the shipwreck was, but I remember that they referenced Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they referenced a shipwreck. Like, it's because of this stuff here that, all your fault that we now have these terrifying monsters that are now destroying our country. And what was basically just supposed to be a giant middle finger to us turned out to be one of the biggest grossing franchises now in history. It's fucking Godzilla. And there's only been 2 bad Godzilla movies. That's in my opinion, there have been 2 bad Godzilla movies. I have not, to my credit, I have not seen every single one. I've seen a majority, but not every single one. And I thought about this on my way home today. I'm going to do a tier list of Godzilla films. Like, I'm going to do a tier list video of the Godzilla films, and I'm going to rank them. I'm going to have a blast doing that too. Like, I'm going to rank the Godzilla films in a tier list. I'm going to do that as a video. But oh my God. I freaking love all the crap that's caused by this. But yeah, Godzilla 2000 my favorite. I like the design though from Godzilla Against MechaGodzilla and Tokyo SOS. I like that design too. I do not like the 2014 Godzilla. That's the one that had Bryan Cranston in it. Can't stand that movie because Godzilla only shows up. That's more of a freaking, it's basically more of the 1998 bullshit. This is what happens when you don't. One, do not ever let Godzilla come out of Japan. If any company in the US wants to have a Godzilla movie, they want to make a Godzilla movie, partner with Toho and make the Godzilla movie. Don't try to strike out on your own because you're going to make a fucking abomination. 1. 2, don't ever, ever, ever screw it up like you did in 98 and 2014. Both of those abominations deserve to be so far buried in the pits of hell, it isn't funny. And I'm talking like the fiery pits of hell, where they're getting poked and prodded with pitchforks and vats of acid while people are dressed as Satan. That is the type of plotting in hell they need to be in. They need to burn in hell. Hey, Optimus! Welcome to the party. I'm about halfway through my energy drink. So welcome to the party. It's actually evening for me. It's 7:19 p.m. for me. I actually started early today. Yeah, we're talking Godzilla and MechaGodzilla. I just gave my thoughts on MechaGodzilla. I gave my AVG. Yeah, I like the AVGN one. Did you see his I think it was crap, I'll try James and Mike Mondays, where he and the one character, I think it was Mike, they tried playing the one Godzilla game, the newer one that came out for the PS4. And he's driving over there. Mike's trying to download the update for it's like a 50 gigabyte update. He's trying to download for it. And the entire thing was just basically you couldn't unlock any of the characters. A lot of it was stuck behind paywalls, and you had to unlock a lot of other stuff right off the bat. But I love those old school Godzilla games. The nerd just ripped them a new asshole. I love that. Was a good episode. Good classic one too. Though I like Angry Joe's thing for it. Godzilla is attacking the generator. The generator is it's like he was losing his shit. The generator is losing power. Godzilla is attacking the generator. He was going nuts on that. I played 2 Godzilla games. Okay, I almost spilled that. I played 2 Godzilla games. I played Godzilla Domination for the Game Boy Advance, and I think it was Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. It was like for the PS2. I played that one. Because I remember unlocking Jet Jaguar, and I thought, okay, this is like an original character. This is like a Godzilla thing. And a friend of mine that knew a little more than I did goes, no, Jet Jaguar is its own thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's stupid, but all right. But I remember Godzilla Domination. I was playing that, And I actually have a bad memory with that one. I did beat it. The final boss is a bitch. I beat it with MechaGodzilla. I beat it with King Ghidorah. Pretty much all the characters. But I got sick the Friday I was playing it, and that Saturday morning, I really got sick. Then, like the rest of it caught up with me. My mom was sick too. My grandparents weren't, but the two of us were. And I thought, okay, I didn't touch the game for months because I thought the game made me sick. And here it was just something that we ate wasn't cooked right. That's why we both got sick. But yeah, just that was horrible. I didn't touch the game then for months. Then I was like, am I either gonna play this thing or sell it? Because I used to get rid of my old games that I didn't play anymore. And I thought, okay, I'm either gonna play this game or I'm gonna sell it. And I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna play it. Gave it a shot, beat it, said, okay, that's it, screw it, I'm done. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the other Godzilla characters. I'm not a huge fan of Rodan. I'll take Mothra to a point. Um, I'm just not a huge fan of the other Godzilla characters. I like MechaGodzilla as my all-time favorite. If I could actually get, I'm gonna say this. If I could get a decent model kit of MechaGodzilla, I would love to build that and just have it sit in my goddamn shelf over here. I have a perfect spot I could put that. If I have. I mean, I have a model kit of Wing Zero, but yeah. Yeah, I saw that because I'm not talking about the MechaGodzilla or the Godzilla from that one because uh the Godzilla from that one didn't look that bad, but the MechaGodzilla was just fucking that was an atrocity. And they made MechaGodzilla the villain. It's not a villain. It was designed to protect people. It's not a villain. You don't create that thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna make this MechaGodzilla that's gonna be this ultimate, destructive weapon. It's a helper. It's protection. It's the last line of defense. If that thing goes down, you're screwed. And when I saw the design of it, I almost threw up when I saw the clip. I was like, yeah, I like the MechaGodzilla they had in Ready Player One that Sorrento used. I like that one. But at the same time, I'm thinking, it's good, but and I did have some issues with it. It's like, it's good, but it could be better. Because I know there was a video like could Godzilla versus Pacific Rim. I was watching a little bit of that, but they never came out with a part 2 for it. That looked pretty badass, actually. But then that's what made me think then, because I was like, okay, so what could Godzilla take on and effectively beat? And I'm thinking, well, Godzilla could technically take on the Jaegers. Would he succeed in beating them? Maybe 2 of them. And I'm going with like the Jaegers from the first movie. I have not seen Pacific Rim Uprising. I've not seen the second one. But going off of the first, maybe Godzilla could take on, I want to say, he might be able to take out pretty much the ones that lost in Hong Kong. Striker Eureka might be one of the only ones that might survive it. And Gypsy Danger might be the other one that might just survive the initial onslaught. But I don't know if they would be able to handle it all that well. But this was making me think of it. I was thinking it's more like somebody watched. This is honestly, when I saw that. Yeah, hit my microphone. Okay, that was fun. I just hit my microphone. When I saw the design, I didn't realize it at first. And then later that night, this was like last year. I want to say like last year. That night, I was rewatching my favorite part from War for Cybertron. And I'm thinking to myself, that looks like Trypticon. Then I kind of pulled up a Trypticon picture, and then it opened another tab. I pulled up the MechaGodzilla from that movie, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, they look the same. It's like somebody saw Trypticon from the game and thought, hey, This'll make a cool villain for a Godzilla movie. Where the whole point of the movie is Godzilla versus King Kong. Where the fuck was MechaGodzilla coming in at this? That's the part that I still don't understand. It's like they shoehorned MechaGodzilla in, and it's like, oh yeah, MechaGodzilla came in this movie. Why was MechaGodzilla in this movie? Is what I want to know. There's no reason for MechaGodzilla to be in this movie. There's no point for it. It's Godzilla versus King fucking Kong. Because ironically, they actually did a movie like that before. Why the hell would you make a sequel to that or remake it? I mean, it looked like a giant freaking dinosaur. Like I said, it looked like somebody saw Trypticon from the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron and thought, hey, Trypticon, that's the type of design we need. And just ran with that and made it look like it looked like Trypticon from the games met up with Devastator from the live action Revenge of the Fallen, and they were combined together to form this atrocity that was known as MechaGodzilla. No. I can't get behind that. That was just wrong and ugly looking. Like in every aspect of the word. It didn't look right. It didn't sit right with me. It pissed me off. And I'm a fan of MechaGodzilla. Don't get me wrong. I like Godzilla. I like Godzilla movies. I am more of a fan of MechaGodzilla. It's just why I am. But why evil? That's what never gets me. But yeah, Scourge could travel back. That'd be seeing as it's robotic, yeah, I could definitely see the Dark Energon. I still got a kick out of that aspect though, from War for Cybertron. You have Megatron using the Dark Energon. Like the first half of that game, you're literally playing as Megatron, taking out Autobots left to right. He ends up taking out what was it? I can't think of the name. Was it Alpha Trion? No, it couldn't have been. Yeah, it would be. That would be really cool though. That's what I just think though, is like they just saw the Revenge of the Fallen Devastator and saw the Trypticon from the games, like, yeah, let's just combine these two together and there's our MechaGodzilla. I'm just like, no. I would have said, okay, maybe they took a little bit of Grimlock from the movies, but then I'm like, no, Grimlock even looked a little better than this thing. But yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I like Godzilla. I like Godzilla. I love Godzilla 2000. It's my all-time favorite solo Godzilla flick. And like I was saying earlier, I love the story behind behind the enemy for it. Because you have this rock that just comes down out of space. You're thinking, okay, so it's either going to be Space Godzilla or some type of beacon. It's going to awaken like a dormant monster in the earth or something. No, here's an actual creature. And the whole story behind this, how they got this creature, was because Toho was so pissed off at the 1998 movie that starred Matthew Broderick and all that, that they just basically Sentinel. Okay, I thought it was Sentinel. All right. I was thinking Sentinel at first, and I said Alpha Tron. Okay, so Sentinel Prime. All right. I knew I was going to remember one of the two. Thank you. But I just love the story, though, how Toho was so pissed off at the 1998 movie that they bought the rights to that particular version of Godzilla just so that the old school Godzilla could kick its ass. I love that story. Oh, but yeah, Sentinel Prime. That's it. That's it. He was the one before Optimus that was one of the 13 or one of the primes that was the most or one of the most corrupted. That's why Optimus didn't want the title as the did not want the title of Prime because he was afraid he would become corrupted. Yet he was the most pure of all the Autobots, which is ironically scary. He was the purest of the Primes, and yet he didn't want the title. I seek Optimus. I am Optimus. It's like, yeah, because Peter Cullen voiced you in the game. It was a beautiful moment. It's beautiful. I am Optimus. Like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are the best thing that ever happened to 80s childhood. You are Optimus freaking Prime. Oh god, Optimus Prime is like the best Transformer ever. Hands freaking down. I mean, I have a crap ton of Optimus Prime swag. So that tells you my favorite Autobots Optimus. I have a crap ton of Optimus Prime swag. I got a keychain. I got the little which I can reach for too. It's up on the bed this time. I got the little Optimus figure. I have another little Optimus figure. I have an Optimus Prime pen that transforms into an Optimus Prime figure that my mom got me for Christmas. Let me first say, she gave me the money for it because I saw it on eBay. I bought it on eBay. I honestly don't give a shit if it's the knockoff one or if it's the authentic one. I don't care one way or the other. I like it either way. I still love it. Well, no, Optimus, here's a question for you. Who would win in a fight? Like let's say we had Godzilla or MechaGodzilla taking on Optimus Prime. I'll be nice and I'll throw in this one. Let's go Optimus Prime, Transformers, Energon, combined with Omega Supreme. And I'm going to go giant size when he was taking on Unicron. So that particular version of Optimus Prime versus Godzilla and or MechaGodzilla. Who's coming out on top? Are we looking at Optimus or are we looking at one of the two Zillas? Which one's going to rise to the occasion? That's my question. But yeah. I'm trying to finish this off so I can take the can off my table. I actually debated getting a little beanbag chair to put down on my floor so I can sit on my floor again. So I'm not actually sitting on the floor. Because there's a nice one at Walmart. I'm just debating, do I want to spend $40, deflate my exercise ball, and just put the chair up there then to store it, and then just pull it down and put it on the floor? Or do I just want to not spend the $40 for it? I'm honest to God debating it. It looks really comfortable. I'm looking up reviews for it. It looks really comfortable. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just like when Godzilla's taking on MechaGodzilla. I love Godzilla against MechaGodzilla and Tokyo SOS. Except for the song in Tokyo SOS that the fairies sing. That is annoying as all hell. It bugs the ever-loving crap out of me. And I was warning my mom. I said, oh, yeah, by the way, just fair warning, you're going to have to put up with this god-awful song then. That's true. So you're saying that he would barely win, huh? I'm kind of thinking that Godzilla might actually beat him just from the fact that he could just shoot his atomic breath. I'm getting the feeling that the atomic breath would probably end at least one of Optimus's limbs. If he takes out either arm or the legs, Optimus is done, regardless of spark of combination or anything. I don't think he had the spark of combination. I'm talking the Energon one. Did he have the spark of combination for that? Oh, yeah, he did, because he was able to combine. Well, he had his little assault team. He combined with Wing Saber and then with Omega Supreme. So, yeah, okay, I guess he did have the spark of combination. I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that I still think Godzilla would win. I just want to say I still think Godzilla would win that one. I'm going to go with Godzilla for that one. Yeah, I've got hiccups now. If we want to talk MechaGodzilla, I kind of feel like MechaGodzilla would lose. And I'm saying this barely. I want to throw an asterisk here. MechaGodzilla would lose only because I feel like the power supply would run out. Because that thing pretty much ran on Serpentera's AAA batteries. In both movies where they had the power supply be an issue, which was against MechaGodzilla and Tokyo SOS. Both of those times, the power had to be restored via the microwave thing, where they shot the energy up via a microwave dish onto a jet and then beamed it back down to recharge him. So I kind of want to go with, it would lose based off of that, it would run out of power. If we're talking the Godzilla from versus MechaGodzilla 2, maybe it would hold its own. Maybe. And I'm saying that maybe very, very loosely because that thing got its ass kicked by both Rodan and Godzilla. Both of them combined whooped its ass. Even with its combined mode with it in that stupid jet, having the two cannons coming out over its shoulders, it still was getting its ass whooped. So I'm going to say barely, and I mean barely, but I will kind of go, it's still going to lose, but barely. As far as the one, my personal favorite MechaGodzilla, that one's going to lose, but I'm going to put the asterisk there of it's going to lose due to energy loss. Because all Optimus would have to do then is just find a way to shut off the power supply, and it's done. There's no chance of it ever coming back. And you know Optimus will do that. Optimus will find a way to stop it from gaining a way to recover its power. And I just realized I have my... I just realized I had my plug for my tablet in wrong. Oopsie. Oops. Ironically, it's not the first time I've done that. I don't think it'll ever be the last, and it won't actually hurt it. It just won't charge it right. Now, that one's, I think, kind of a dual. It can do it either way. So I'm charging my tablet up at the same time tonight. So it's not like it does anything wrong. Yeah, it'll just take it longer. It just makes it a low charge then. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna say that Godzilla, the OG Godzilla would definitely kick its ass. And I'm not talking the one from Son of Godzilla that went like this when it jumped up. That was stupid. I love the evolution of the atomic breath somebody did on YouTube, and they actually had that be the animation for it. It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, cool. You had to tell everybody which one this is, huh? That's the only Godzilla in history that ever jumped up and did that stupid move. But I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, that's fine. You want to go with that route? All right, we'll go that route. That's fine. Personally, though, I still think that, and I'm going to say it, I think that MechaGodzilla would probably... I'm going to say MechaGodzilla would lose, but I'm putting the asterisk there, and the other Godzilla would win barely. I'm thinking that one might win mostly because it's going to take out an arm or a leg. Optimus will probably consider it a sentient being and stop trying to attack it since, freedom is the right of all sentient beings. So, of course, Optimus is going to try to find a peaceful solution to stop it, but I don't think it's going to actually defeat him. He'll come close, though. But he's not going to succeed. But he'll come close. He will come freaking close. I won't lie about that. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I was trying to come up with a cool topic for the week, and I got into watching the Godzilla stuff last week, and I was like, oh, let's just talk about Godzilla next week. Godzilla's a good topic. It's a topic that barely gets talked about. I mean, there was like horrible Godzilla movie in 2014. Had Bryan Cranston, where he lost his wife, and you had that entire nightmare going on. And I was like, okay, this is weird, strange, unusual. Yeah, it just sucks. I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, he would. That's for sure. Although I did watch I did watch the latest AVGN episode, The Boy and His Blob. I think he's kind of losing his touch now, and I think he's starting to realize that. Yeah, graphically, I mean, the reviews are getting pretty good, and he is a dad now, so it is understandable. Hey, I can't really keep going with this character forever. I think he's trying to wind it down. You can kind of tell, in a way, he's kind of trying to wind it down, because they don't have the same kick that they used to. Especially if you rewatch some of the stuff from his earlier days, and then you look at it now, like any of the newer stuff, I want to say this year, even some of last year, it's kind of losing its momentum. It's losing the steam and the energy that it used to have. It feels like cut and paste. He's not really as angry as he was, I want to say. It feels more like he's annoyed, like the annoyed video game nerd instead of the angry video game nerd. He's more annoyed now. If that makes any sense. He's more of the annoyed video game nerd. But yeah, that would have been a pretty cool power up though for one of his games. Have like Godzilla show up and just start whooping ass and taking names. That would have been pretty cool for like a power up. Like, oh, you summoned the power of Godzilla. Because I remember they had it was that same video, the evolution of the atomic breath. Because there was a animated Godzilla, and my mom was trying to remember what the hell this one came from. Like, I was a kid, this family on a boat in the harbor just basically had this button, and they pushed the button, and it would summon Godzilla. It's like, it's like, it's like, all right, that was the stupidest rendition of Godzilla. Then I saw the 1998 Godzilla. I was like, oh, let's just stop that. But yeah, I mean, I have nothing against the angry video game nerd. I love his stuff. It's just, I feel like it does make sense. I mean, it feels like he's trying to wind down the character, I think. Which, if that happens, it happens. Can't go on doing everything for eternity. There are actors that retire. There's a reason why shows end and why characters stop. I mean, look at Jason David Frank. Before his suicide last year, he announced that he wasn't going to be doing the Green Ranger anymore. So he was retiring the character of Tommy Oliver because he didn't want to come back. He was there wasn't really any reason for him to come back. And he goes, it's not worth it. And he wanted to focus more on the other stuff that he wanted to do, which made sense. I mean, he's playing the freaking character for how many fucking years now? And yeah, but it makes sense. But yeah, we got the Godzilla. I mean, I like Godzilla. I mean, that was my mom's nickname when I was growing up. My uncle nicknamed her Godzilla. It was annoying how she would hear that. He'd go, Godsy. And she would instantly respond. It's like, yeah, well, her nickname's Godzilla. That's why for years, I made the joke of, if we'd ever go over to Japan, they'd look at you and go, Godzilla! Then I go, well, like, no, it's just my mom. Son of Godzilla! Like, yeah, okay. It's like, I just have that. I had to do that joke a couple times. But all right, so going back, trying to figure out who Godzilla would beat, or MechaGodzilla, taking on all comers. We did Pacific Rim. I kind of feel like they would barely win that fight. And I mean barely in the loosest of terms. Against Optimus, like I said, I'm gonna give Optimus the win over MechaGodzilla. I don't think either of them. They would just stomp on the damn thing. They would just stomp on Voltron if be done. I'm talking both of them. The vehicle one and the lion. It just stomp like, that's it. It's done. Like, oh, that was the fastest ever. Wow, how fast we kill it. Wow, it took like 30 seconds. Wow, that was the fastest fight in history. Did it even hit us? Nope, I didn't think so. Voltron just like, yeah, it stepped on. Or worst case scenario, it just like rips up the lions off of it. But I mean, Voltron might actually take it. Take the town though, because depending on the size. I mean, depending on which Godzilla we're talking about here, size wise, it could technically, I want to say, actually do pretty well. It might actually survive. I don't know. It might. If it separates into the 5 lions, and weakens Godzilla a bit and then combines into Voltron and finishes it off, it might win. That'd be pretty cool, actually. It's the Power Rangers. I'm gonna have to go to the Rangers because, again, same concept. There's another. What was that? I don't know what else to pit it up against. I really don't. I think I lost my only viewer. I think Optimus is gone, so I think I lost my only viewer. Trying to think of what else it could go up against, but there aren't that many other giant robots out there, even giant anything. I mean, okay, it could go up against what exactly? That's just it. Have it go up against Unicron. I feel like Unicron would just destroy it. Honestly, I would give that fight. I would give that win to Unicron because Unicron would just swallow it whole and drop it in the acid and want to drop Spike Wickwiki in. Well, and that'd be the end of that. That would be the end of either of them. I can't think. Yeah, I can't think of another one. Another thing that it could fight. It's sad. Is that I don't know of any. But like I said, this might be a quick week. But yeah, that would probably make sense. Everybody's probably enjoying Labor Day. I got to work on Monday, so I don't care. I apparently work 12 to 8, although I'm getting the feeling it's more like 12 to 9 because I don't think there's anybody closing the deli on Monday. If I looked at the schedule right, I don't think there's anybody closing on Monday, which worries me because I'm thinking, okay, so I'm leaving at 8. And I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, I don't think I'm leaving at 8 because I don't see anybody scheduled to close, which has me a little concerned. But yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Probably gonna be dead anyway, but was it on the 4th of July? I have to remember, keep my mouth shut. Don't say anything. Don't ask any questions. Just keep doing what I do until I can find something better. Or just find something else. But yeah. I don't think there's anybody else watching. I guess I pissed off everybody that was here, so that sucks. I know these videos don't get that much. I enjoy talking with people every week, but everybody's probably busy, like I said, with the holiday weekend and everything else. So it makes sense. I mean, I got a couple videos I got to upload. I did do a rant video last week. I just didn't get a chance to upload it. I got some stuff from my other channel I got to work on. I am going to try doing some tier lists for this channel. It's going to be pretty cool. I thought about that. Some tier lists. What does everybody think about that? Some tier lists for this channel? It's probably going to be pretty cool, but I don't know. What should we talk about next week? What should I make next week's topic? You know what? Maybe we'll so it'll be what, episode 28? Yeah, this is 27, right? This is 27. Yeah. So next week's will be 28. What should we talk about for 28? I mean, I have an idea for 30. If I actually make it to 30, that'll be fun. I have an idea for 30. What should we talk about for 28 though? Oh, somebody's back. Probably won't stick around long though, but figure out what we should talk about for next week. See, we did Digimon last week. Did I don't know. Well, I guess I'll put up a poll and see what anybody wants to vote on and go from there. That'll work, I guess. But yeah, like I said, this week will probably be a short one because I think everybody's busy with the holiday. It was nice of Optimus to stop by, so at least I had somebody to talk to for a little bit. But yep, I think we're just gonna call it then for this week. So about an hour long. Hey, it's not too bad. Believe it or not, I used to be my goal for the old podcast was about an hour. So that's actually not a bad goal to have. Is about an hour long podcast, an hour long show. It's not a bad goal to have. So yeah, I think next week we'll do, I want to say, whatever the poll winner is. I will put a poll up on my Twitter at Otaku Roads. Come check out the poll and see what we got. And that'll be our piece de resistance for next week to see what we win and what we don't get. So, yep. So until next week, guys, I will bow out for the night. Thanks everybody for stopping by, checking this out. If you checked it out later in the week, don't forget I try to do this around 7 o'clock each week. Try being the key phrase in that sentence. But yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out. Bye.